Subscribe this channel for further test series. Question number 551. Doctors say that symptoms like Susie's occur only 5% of the time in healthy people. To be safe, however, he decides to treat Susie for pneumonia. But doctor is wrong. Susie's treatment was unnecessary and possibly unpleasant and expensive. Which type of error it is? A. Type I error. B. Type 2 error. C. Type 3 error. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Type 2 error. Question number 552. The t-test is statistical test used to see whether a difference between the means of two samples is significant. A. Parametric. B. Non-parametric. C. Inferential technique. D. Both A and C. The correct answer is option D. Both A and C. Question number 553. Doctors say that the symptoms like Susie's occur 95% of the time in healthy people. In his judgment, therefore, her symptoms are false alarm and do not warrant treatment, and he decides not to treat Susie's for pneumonia. A. Doctor is wrong. Susie should be treated, otherwise may suffer serious consequences. Which type of error is this? A. Type 1 error. B. Type 2 error. C. Type 3 error. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Type 2 error. Question number 554. If two randomly selected groups of 8th grades were exposed to two different methods of teaching for a semester and then given the same achievement test at the end of the semester, their achievement score could be compared using A. MANOVA. B. ANOVA. C. T-test. D. None. The correct answer is option C. T-test. Question number 555. Which test is used to compare the mean scores of same group before and after the treatment of some sort is given? A. T-test. B. T-test for independent means. C. T-test for dependent means. D. T-test for correlated means. The correct answer is option D. T-test for correlated means. Question number 556. Researcher is using ANOVA as he/she desires to find out whether there is significant difference between the means of groups. A. Same. B. Independent. C. More than 2. D. Dependent. The correct answer is option C. More than 2. Question number 557. Is also used when more than one independent variable is investigated. D. A. T-test. B. ANOVA. C. MANOVA. D. None. The correct answer is option B. ANOVA. Question number 558. Enables the researcher to adjust the post-test mean score on the dependent variable for each group to compensate for the initial differences between the groups on the pre-test. A. T-test. B. ANOVA. C. MANOVA. D. None. The correct answer is option B. ANOVA. Question number 559. Several covariates can be used on ANOVA test. Here the term covariate is used for A. Pre-test. B. Post-test. C. Test. D. Groups. The correct answer is option B. Post-test. Question number 560. The t-test for proportion is most commonly used parameters tests that is used for analyzing A. Quantitative data. B. Qualitative data. C. Categorical data. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Categorical data. Question number 561. The chi-square test is technique that is used to analyze data that are reported in categories. A. Parametric. B. Non-parametric. C. Both A and B. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Non-parametric. Question number 562. This test is based on a comparison between accepted frequencies and actual obtained frequencies. A. T-test. B. The psi-test. C. The chi-square test. D. The Mann-Whitney U-test. The correct answer is option B. The psi-test. Question number 563. The test is a non-parametric alternative to t-test used when a researcher wishes to analyze ranked data. A t-test. B. The psi-test. C. The chi-square test. D. The Mann-Whitney U-test. The correct answer is option D. The Mann-Whitney U-test. Question number 564. Friedman's two-way analysis of variance is a technique under the umbrella of quantitative data. A. Parametric. B. Non-parametric. C. Contingency. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Non-parametric. Question number 565. The significance level most commonly used in educational research are called A. 0.5 and 0.1 level. B. 0.00 and 5 and 0.1 level. B. 0.00 and 0.001 level. C. 0.2 and 0.01 level. D. None. The correct answer is option A. 0.5 and 0.1 level. Question number 566. Statistical significance and practical significance are not necessarily the A. Different. B. Same. C. Equal. D. Both B and C. The correct answer is option B. Same. Question number 567. A two-tailed test involves the use of probabilities based on both sides of a sampling distribution because the research hypothesis is A. Non-directional hypothesis. B. Significant hypothesis. C. Directional hypothesis. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Non-directional hypothesis. Question number 568. Parametric tests are generally, but not always, more than non-parametric tests. A. Weak. B. Greater. C. Powerful. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Powerful. Question number 569. When researcher examines the relationship between quantitative variable within a single group, the appropriate techniques are the scatter plot and A. Reliability coefficient. B. Co-relational coefficient. C. Cross-break tables. D. Contingency coefficient. The correct answer is option B. Co-relational coefficient. Question number 570. Of the many types of research that might be used as the best way to establish the cause and effect relationships among variables. A. Observation. B. Interview. C. Experiment. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Experiment. Subscribe this channel for further test series. This portion is about research management. Question number 571. In experimental research, the dependent variable is also known as A. Treatmental variable. B. Criterion variable. C. Outcome variable. D. Both B and C. The correct answer is option D. Both B and C. Question number 572. Variables like method of instruction, types of assignment, learning material, attention span, motivation, and attitude are example of A. Independent variable. B. Dependent variable. C. Criterion variable. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option D. Both A and B. Question number 573. Experimental research enables researcher to go beyond A. Description. B. Prediction. C. Identification of relationship. D. All A, B and C. The correct answer is option C. Identification of relationship. Question number 574. The topic: the effect of student question and teacher question on concept question. An example of A. Co-relational study. B. Experimental study. C. Casual study comparative. D. Action study. The correct answer is option B. Experimental study. Question number 575. means that every individual who is participating in an experiment has an equal chance of being assigned to any of experiment or control conditions being compared. A. Random assignment. B. Random selection. C. Manipulation. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Random assignment. Question number 576. Suppose a researcher wishes to see if a new textbook increases the student interest in history. He uses the textbook for a semester and then measures student interest with an attitude scale which experimentally being used by researcher here. A. The non-group pre-test post-test design. B. The one-shot case study. C. The static group comparison design. D. The random control pre-test post-test design. The correct answer is option B. The one-shot case study. Question number 577. The experimental design which is used to eliminate the possible effect if a pretest is. A. The randomized Solomon four-group design. B. The one-shot case study. C. The static group comparison design. D. None. The correct answer is option A. The randomized Solomon four-group design. Question number 578. These designs are used by researcher when it is not possible or ethical for him to withdraw a treatment and return to baseline. A. Single subject design. B. Multiple baseline design. C. ABCB design. D. None. The correct answer is option B. Multiple baseline design. Question number 579. The researcher studies in which there is no manipulation of variable occur is called. A. Casual comparative study. B. Co-relational study. C. Experimental study. D. Survey study. The correct answer is option B. Co-relational study. Question number 580. Correlational research is also sometimes referred to as a form of research. A. Descriptive study. B. Qualitative study. C. Quantitative study. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Descriptive study. Question number 582. The randomized Solomon four-group design provides the best control of the threats to A. Internal validity. B. External validity. C. Internal reliability. D. External reliability. The correct answer is option A. Internal validity. Question number 583. The process of pairing two people's whole scores on a particular variable are similar is called. A. Statistical matching. B. Statistical equating. C. Mechanical matching. D. Both A and B. The correct answer is option C. Mechanical matching. Question number 584. Court experimental design does not include the use of A. Random assignment. B. Random selection. C. Mechanical matching. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Random assignment. Question number 585. Designs represent another technique for equating experiment and comparison groups. A. The matching-only design. B. Quasi-experimental design. C. Counterbalanced Dane. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Counterbalanced Dane. Question number 586. The threats to internal validity that endanger use of this design include A. History. B. Instrumentation. C. Testing. C. Counterbalanced Dane. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Counterbalanced Dane. Question number 586. The threats to internal validity that endanger use of this design include A. History. B. Instrumentation. C. Testing. D. All of these. The correct answer is option D. All of these. Question number 587. Another value of a fractional design is that it allows a researcher to study the of an independent variable with one or more other variables. A. Classification. B. Interaction. C. Analyzing. D. Study. The correct answer is option B, interaction. Question number 588. Designs are adaptation of basic time score design. A. Single subject design. B. The ABD design. C. The ABA design. D. None of them. The correct answer is option A, single subject design. Question number 589. A technique that enables researcher to determine a correlation between a criterion variable and predictor variable is called A. Discriminate function analysis. B. Multiple regression. C. Path analysis. D. None. The correct answer is option B, multiple regression. Question number 590. The technique of multiple regressions cannot be used when the criterion variable is A. Categorical. B. Quantitative. C. Qualitative. D. None. The correct answer is option A, categorical. Question number 591. The technique that allows a researcher to determine if many variables can be described by a few factors is A. Factor analysis. B. Path analysis. C. Structural modeling. D. Discrimination function analysis. The correct answer is option A, factor analysis. Question number 592. The essential idea behind path analysis is to A. Formulate a theory. B. Observe variable. C. Describe a path. D. None. The correct answer is option A, formulate a theory. Question number 593. Coefficients that are near or at 0.35 indicate that relationship exists between the variables involved. A. Strong. B. Slight. C. No. D. Weak. The correct answer is option B, slight. Question number 594. The most commonly used test in casual comparative studies is A. T-test. B. ANOVA. C. MANOVA. D. None. The correct answer is option A, T-test. Question number 595. Analysis of covariance is particularly useful in A. Experimental studies. B. Casual comparative studies. C. Action studies. D. Survey studies. The correct answer is option B, casual comparative studies. Question number 596. A researcher wants to assess the literacy level of prospective science teachers only. No of sample is getting less, that is why he has to use the full population as sample. For this purpose he will use A. Survey. B. Census. C. Action. D. None. The correct answer is option B, census. Question number 597. It is a set of categories an observer uses to record a person's or group's behavior. A. Coding scheme. B. Interviewing. C. Member checking. D. Retrospective interview. The correct answer is option A, coding scheme. Question number 598. Interviews may be A. Structured. B. Semi-structured. C. Retrospective / D. All of them. The correct answer is option D, all of them. Question number 599. Reliability in content analysis is commonly checked by comparing the results of two A. Independent scores. B. Dependent scores. C. Independent versus dependent scores. D. Both and. The correct answer is option A, independent scores. Question number 600. A sample in which all of the members possess a certain trait or characteristics is A. Homogeneous sample. B. Extreme case sample. C. A typical sample. D. A confirming sample. The correct answer is option A, homogeneous sample. Subscribe this channel for upcoming test series. Watch the next video for further test series.